again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. I am hopeful again the sound quality is okay because I got things set up how I feel comfortable. And I hope you can feel comfortable with me today. Whether you're here with me now, I'm starting early. So for those of you who are already here and as you stroll in, my appreciation is real, man. I am truly feeling blessed today. And those of you who are here with me, sharing the day with me, let's share in the blessings, right? That's my hope, my goal, to share my appreciation for life, for living, and I want to share my joy, my faith with you so that you can feel what I feel. You know, people might call you crazy, but that's a risk you got to take if you want to be authentic and you want to stand out a little bit. You want to be true to yourself. Hey, that reminds me, Soul Read Analytics. Thank you. Is this on 1.25? This is where something, I hope if you're tuning in later or if you're restreaming me, if you're one of the people who restreams me, do yourself a favor, or if you do tune in later, speed me up. I know how slow I talk. It's so annoying to me. And so that's why my appreciation for those of you who tune in to me live regularly, praise God. You know, whether you get me or not, you're here. And I know my flaws. I know how annoying I can be because I'm with me all the time, dude. Answer that question. Is this on 1.25? Maybe you weren't even asking about the speed, but no, this is normal speed today. I'm feeling pretty good though. So let's do the things I do. In the background here, let me address the background today because I've been getting flack, right? From people say, Jack, you shouldn't put your face on anything that looks like Jesus because that might make us look at you wrong. Look at you like you're wrong. All right. Well, in the background today is a picture of Jack, an AI image. And if you look at it, honestly, it's Jack embracing Jesus with joy and tears of appreciation, man. So the message of the background is a subtle reminder. Seek shelter in the Lord's embrace, right? Seek shelter in the Lord's embrace. It's quite comforting. I mean, I don't know the right words to explain what I've felt by seeking shelter with the Lord, that which brings forth the truth and the light and all that gets to know life and everything about life. That God, that Lord, I seek shelter with that in my mind, in my heart. And it feels good inside, man. So let me actually the deep thoughts by Jack Talcott today. There's a story behind the story. What I'm sharing has stories. And what's the best way for me to tell this story? Let's continue with where I am, with the thumbnail and the ideas, and then I'll swing back to some other things. Everything is in the description, by the way, the things that are in my head right now. So Deep Thoughts by Jack Talcott. The only thing that matters is the truth. Let's face it, that is the truth. That's a fact. The only thing that matters is the truth. Illusions are only real to those who believe in illusions. It doesn't mean the illusions are real. Doesn't mean the illusions are true. The only thing that matters is the truth. Now, realistically, it's not possible. It's not possible to know the totality of the truth in many different ways, in many different times. So to know the totality of the truth is to know the unknowable. And that's just ignorance to believe that you know the unknowable. So if If the only thing that matters is the truth, and it is not possible to know the totality of the truth, it reveals the obvious solution. One must become comfortable with not knowing the absolute truth, not knowing the totality of the answers. One must be comfortable with not knowing and grateful for knowing. Even if knowing something hurts, knowing that a betrayal happened, knowing that an offense occurred, knowing that, you can still be grateful for the painful knowing. And if you can be comfortable with not knowing, grateful for knowing at the same time, right? It's a paradox that you just accept. It's worth your consideration, I think. I felt it worthy of my own consideration earlier today, so I made some notes. I shared it. Now, the idea behind it, last night, let me switch to this. Last night, I did a couple of posts over the last couple of days. Last night, I found myself joining a wonderful conversation on God, philosophy, religion. It was an excellent example of communication where I hung out. It was over on Real Breakfast Tacos, and a link to the post I shared and to the conversations that I was a part of. Well, mostly listening. I mean, it was my favorite topics, and I was happy to shut up and listen, man. I didn't even want to talk. This Wi-Fi gospel, I think I've got his stuff pulled up too. Yeah. This Wi-Fi gospel, his link is in the description as well. Not a big channel, but he presented him on a channel with which is well hosted. Breakfast Tacos does a good job of hosting conversation, keeps the standards of behavior pretty well, a lot better than Jack does, that's for sure. I mean, people seem to think that the Jack Talcott stream is an anything goes arena, which in some ways it has been, but I hope to change that. I don't hope to change it. I am changing it. It is changing through me what's being shared here on the live streams. Praise God. Praise God indeed. For everything changes, and soon everything will be different, not just for me, but for you and for this whole world. See, because change brings different. You got to allow things to be different. That's how you mature. That's how you convince yourself to let go of things, to release old attachments and stop worrying about irrelevant ideas anymore. You got to learn how to quit, when to quit, what to walk away from. You have to learn how to surrender. Otherwise, you fight your entire life. And you don't have to fight. You don't have to fight at all. You're here to win, baby. Every one of us is here to win. We've already won life. And if you're tuning into me now or later, you're a winner in many ways, because there's many others who have lost their ability to tune in to Wi-Fi, to sit and listen to a lecture or a comedy. There's a lot of people that are truly fighting for their existence and their survival right now. And it's sad to me. Breaks my heart when I think about how others are living while I am living in true luxury. I mean, I live modestly as I am, who I am, but I live with a newfound appreciation for life that I never knew was possible. I never knew it could be possible to appreciate everything. But it is. And it's simple and it's obvious. You choose to do it. You choose to move beyond the pain and the lack and the absence and the weakness. You choose to be greater than the problem. And if you choose to be greater than the problem, then why don't you just choose to be the solution to the problem? I mean, after all, what else are you going to do? You just want to sit around and talk about problems, complain about problems, imagine problems are more real than what? Your happiness? Your joy? No problem is greater than your life, and your life is in your hands. It's not in the hands of anyone else. God gave full responsibility of you to you, for you to do with what you want to do. I mean, if you follow the path of logic with me, I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense. The human mind, in our ignorance and our hubris, the society we've all been developed in, the societal conditions have, they fucked with our heads, our chemicals are imbalanced. Most people are walking around filled with parasites and organisms, and they're just so toxic in their physical state, their mental state, their spiritual, emotional states. There's so much toxicity in the world, and it's not necessary. It's not necessary at all. I envision a future for Jack where folks tune in. And what I want you to realize when you tune in with me, you've got some real problems in your life. Not telling you to ignore the reality that you're facing. You face some things. You're still facing things. Not everything is perfect yet, but there is a level of perfection to everything. If there wasn't an order of perfection that brings forth justice and righteousness and fairness and beauty, it wouldn't be there, but it is. There's some powerful men and women living some incredible stories right now, sacrificing themselves and their future. I shared a brief clip from the news, the yesterday stream. You know, these military members, many of them, I pay attention to the people like me, and I'm seeing many military members, former military, active military, turning away from this imperialistic, colonizing nation that has emerged from the American dream. It's a nightmare. When are we going to wake up? That's the question I keep asking God and myself. Because in the end, this is another realization I found for myself earlier today. In the end, your life is God and you, nothing else. There is nothing else in your experience other than you and God. You accept that as a fact, then you realize God has always been with you. Where were you? Where was your mind? Where was your heart? God's got the center of the universe right within you, just like the center of the universe is right within me. It's a perfect paradigm that you can't really intellectualize, but that's the only way you can explain it, right? You've got to experience this emptiness. You empty yourself of desire, of pain, of lack, of want, of ideas. That reminds me, it gets easier to forget. It takes effort to remember, and we've got a world where conditioning has taught mankind to live in the past, right? Because slaves have to live in the past. They've got to remember the rules so they don't get punished. Is that how you're living? Are you living in the past, afraid of being punished? Or are you a free man, a free woman who's independent and righteous on her own, who chooses who joins them, right? This is lessons for Jack, for sure. Things I've been observing of myself. Well, I can switch the topic now that I've interrupted the flow. I've been critiquing myself. I do choose who I spend my time with. I choose how much time I spend my time with each individual. Recently, there's been criticism, fair criticism of Jack, right? High standards for some people, real low tolerance. You know, they do something small and Jack says, "No, I'm done with you." Push him away. And then on the same time, Landry is in my mind recently because he was pointed out. You know, I've been kind of stern and no nonsense with him, and yet I've entertained the chaos of Illumitami. I did it yesterday again. My response initially, and I think it is true, but I am a man. I'm allowed to have different relationships with different people. In other words, I'm allowed to, deal with different people different ways. And really, that's part of adaptation. That's part of maturity. You recognize different moments call for different reactions, different responses. There are different ways to connect with each person in your life, but who you choose to spend your time on is completely up to you. Who you choose to control you, your feelings, your time, your energy, that's entirely on you. And if you don't accept who you are and what you do, who should? I mean, this is what we've got. We've got a world of people living in the past, fighting to fit in, fighting to dominate and gain power over what? Over other human beings? This is why I want to talk to the greatest parasite. Should I or should I not? Well, it's my path. This is documenting my development. One of the conversations I had today was with another gentleman. A viewer reached out to me, and we've been talking, and he's looked into a number of other people, right? There's a lot of people with a lot of theories of the past and the present and how we got to where we are. And he pointed out, our conversation kind of got into the parasites, how men and women, we really are. There's majority of people are carrying around unidentified parasites. It's a natural order of nature. Nature has a parasitic quality to it. They exist. It's reality. You've met people like that. It's what the human ego has become. So mankind, through the corrupted systems of legality, right? Creating all these corporations and regulations and codes and statutes and policies and pretending that shit's more important than freedom and righteousness and fairness. It's crazy sauce. But anyway, the billionaire class that leeches off the hard work of the working class through taxation or corruption, high prices, manipulation, exploiting the workers, not paying them fairly, not treating them rightly. Those are parasitic qualities. If you can't recognize the parasitic qualities in the ruling class of today, then you're probably not going to recognize your own parasitic qualities, okay? Because mankind today, if you look at the bigger picture, we've adapted to becoming parasites, leeching off of the host, Mother Earth, and each other, leeching off of each other, trying to manipulate the environment, creating a toxic environment that's good for us, bad for the host. That's a parasite. It's time for a cleanse. It's time for us to wash it away, right? To clear ourselves of the contaminants of corruption and greed and selfishness. And let's stop worrying about ourselves so much that we don't care about anybody else. I mean, let's care about everybody else more than our opinions on ourselves or the others, right? Care about the people, the potential, the Christ, the life of God that God has sent. I don't remember if I talked about this yet. For you and I, we are the light that God has sent into the world to be alive here at this time. Golly geez. Hey, so yes, I did just drop the link for those who wish to join. I've got a lot of ideas I'd love to talk about and share. And I see this as well. Jack, Tommy suffered childhood trauma. He's here for your help, brother. He needs deliverance. He reaches out every day, and you're right, he does. You're spot on. I want to help Tommy. I really, really do. I've not found a way to reach him yet. My efforts to communicate with him have just driven him more angry, to be honest. It seems pretty clear. But hey, every day is new, and I always have welcome back, Uluma Tommy.
Yeah, my broke homeless ass. I just got the Jaguar out for a spin today, Jack. Just taking out the Jag.
I'm glad to see that. It looks beautiful. The sun's shining. And you've
Not
got
on
the
your
good
end.
one. And you've got the good one going. The Jaguar's out today, huh? I don't know specifically what that means.
That's a car brand, Jack. That's a car brand. I'm sure you'll never own one. Jack, most of the things in your monologue are once again narcissistic, antichrist, anti-biblical stuff. Just for your viewers, that.
I know you keep saying that, but your logic is flawed, my friend.
Well, the Bible isn't flawed, and we know you don't want to hear that, so we'll just use logic. And let's totally drop the biblical stuff. Let's just use logic. You're on a loop of like everything's the individual's not accountability or responsibility, except for nothing is. And you just kind of loop between those 2 points.
It is a paradox, Tony.
Well, but it's not. We can know truth. And I feel like when you sit here and set your new thing up for nobody can know the truth, so you can deflect all things through that, I feel like that's exactly what it is. Because we can know the truth. That's how people go to prison and people get awards and things like that.
You don't. There's innocent people in prison. You know that, right?
Not nearly as many as you think. Now, they'll all tell you they're innocent, yes. But the part of our judicial system that still operates remotely sound is outside of the maritime court into that jury of your peers criminal court. That's not as corrupt as people think.
Tommy, it's more corrupted than people think. You're wrong.
Then give me next you'll give me a statistic percentage.
Tom, your audio is not acceptable. I'm going to mute you up till you pause or okay. Here. What were you saying?
I'm sure despite any audio problems, the problem is more of the truth, I'm telling you.
No, you're mistaken. Okay. Please accept my explanations that I'm here tolerating your arguments, but the added sound quality makes it not acceptable. Okay. So that's why you're muted, and please travel safely.
Okay. Whenever I get somewhere, we'll talk about how you entertained my chaos last night.
All right.
Yeah. That is TJM.
All right. Please, I'm going to drop you in the back, and I'll try to keep my attention on you. But when you get to somewhere, please, you'll be welcome back. this this is an actual, I believe, an accurate observation. He thinks he knows God so well, but the fear of God, it keeps a lot of people from letting God in, from trusting in God. The religions have corrupted us. They misled many people. And I tell you what, to me, from my studies, the evidence is, it's undeniable. The amount of evidence points to this fact. Mankind has underestimated God's intelligence, God's glory, God's perfection, and most importantly, God's love. God's love has been truly underestimated by mankind. At least every man and woman who I've really experienced and cared for, they did not know God's love, not like I have discovered. Okay. And for me, it was an intellectual path. It took me an intellectual path to get into my heart, because my heart had been closed when I was young. You and I, we are just like God in many ways. We are reflections of everything, reflections of the planets and the stars from the moment we were born. There's patterns to those things, right? The universe is so perfectly and infinitely designed that it moves organically. You can sit and be still as long as you want. You don't have to do anything, but you get to do everything you want within, within what's available to you, just like me, just like Jesus, just like anyone else who has ever lived. Successful and unsuccessful, we're all of the same thing. But what I've been learning from my own personal experience, time here on earth, is that we succeed and fail not on our own. These people who are living in the streets, whether it was chosen or not, there's many variables that lead to people's paths in life. And to me, poverty and addiction, I've experienced both. I've lived with both. It's hell for the one who carries poverty, the one who carries addiction. Life is a lot more challenging for them than the, healthy folks who haven't picked up bad habits or lost everything. They're a symptom of a broken society. None of us are alone. We just feel alone because this is God's plans for us. Looks like Tommy has paused, found a location.
You know I have been, as you laid that shit out, you bastard. I chose to be out here. Am I broken, addicted?
You appear broken.
Why is that? Because I can call you out on all your bullshit that you've been spouting ever since the last time I was up here today? Just because you have the ability to do what you want does not mean that's why you're here. You have the ability to go on a 3 statewide killing spree. Do you think that's what God wants you to do?
Nope.
You have the ability to do whatever you want, so God can watch you choose that over walking the narrow path. You're doing that. Doing what you want. Saying what you want. You're not doing it because you don't know God's word. That's why you love sitting with atheists.
I know that's the story you tell yourself, Tommy, but it's not true.
Deflect me harder, Daddy. Because, see, when Paul was a problem, I found a psychologist that spelled his brand of narcissism out to a T. And now I've found you're that. Share the chat. Have David Wayne come up, because I see him talk like you're a Christian. I'd like to test his spirit.
Tom,
I'd like David Wayne to come up and tell me my problems I don't recognize, because he's been here for 3 years.
Tommy, we heard you. We heard. And David Wayne is welcome.
The same monologue. Yeah, we heard you, Jack.
Tom, what David Wayne is
Jack.
pointing out is an accurate observation. Please,
No,
please read
because
the
you
comment.
agree with it, you say it's accurate.
Can
Show
you
me the
read
fruits
the
of the
comment?
Spirit, Jack.
Can you
Show
read?
me the fruits of the Spirit, Jack. Tommy, you can't recognize your own problems. I referenced it, faggot. I said, come up and tell me my problems I can't recognize.
Please continue. Please continue beyond the offense.
Much less than others. Dude, I've got you and your daddy spelled out, and this guy is summer as fuck. He's just a bandwagoner. He hasn't shown us anything. He's only shown he's a cultist to you. And that's what makes him understand, right? Whenever he cults up, you can tell him he understands. Same with Trexie. Culted as fuck. Doesn't want to have a conversation, just wants to say Jack's right.
Tommy,
Shake your
that's
head all
not.
you want.
Tommy,
It is. It's the truth. She timed me out because she hates truth. She's never dealt with damaged men. She can't even fix you.
Hello. If we're
She can't fix
talking,
herself.
am I a part of this conversation or just your topic? I mean, what's going on
Could you actually contribute? Do you know why you say get in the now all the time?
Because you're lost in the past?
Because narcissists must stay in the now because they're so fearful of all these things, of being wrong or looking to one of their mistakes because they're damage to them. So they always keep you in the moment. And in the moment, they are a roller coaster of emotion. Like Jack can say he's so blessed and he's going to rage caught before we're done. Come on, Jack, you're white work.
Tom.
Don't try and talk to these people, Jack. 3 years.
I've been trying to get a word out, Tommy. I don't know how to get you to take a hint. Please pause, okay? Because there's many of us who would love to see you less angry, more happy. That's an honest comment.
That's a bullshit deflection. You just got to talk. I'd like for you to take your turn to say something valid or relevant to the conversation. Instead of, do you believe that? So you say. You're fooling yourself. You're a loop of deflection and bullshit.
I tell you what, the link is pinned. And for those who are willing, I believe there is an incredible opportunity here to.
I'll be nice to everybody, but
you'll be nice to everybody, but who? But Paul?
You.
Well,
anybody that's been in the 3-year thing is open to a little let's go. But any of these new people, I'll be completely cordial with them.
Okay.
Even David Payne.
Well, David he's a good dude. I've seen him. He's very patient.
He follows the lead. I can't agree because he follows your lead.
Well, Tom, this is the thing. You judge people based on appearances, not facts.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Where do you get that?
My experience.
Oh, you're saying I just look at how someone looks and judge them off their looks? Am I the person that would do that?
Yes. You don't realize you're doing it. You don't realize you're doing it, but you are.
Oh, so you're gaslighting me.
Tom, I'm trying to
Jack,
ask
I know.
am I
Jack,
wrong?
Stop. I am a grown-ass man that's worn many hats in this life. You are a loser that we've outed. You're not going to sit here and gaslight me like the fucking narcissist you are. And you're not going to depend on the chat. Any of them worth a shit can come up here and say it to my face and I'll be cordial with them. You're a punk, Jack.
Actually, what I'm seeing here is a lesson for you from God.
What you want.
Yes, we all see what we want, Tommy. That's what you need to understand. Why do you want to see me in such poor light? Why do you want to look down on anyone who supports me? It seems so important to you, Tommy. I put you in the back because you're not really here with me as much as I know you can be. Please.
When I say one of your stupid lines like you see what you want, I'm not saying it's true. I'm making fun of your dumbass and showing how it can be flipped on you because I'll flip you. I'll flip you for real.
I'm the realest motherfucker out here compared to you and Taylor Briggs and Paul slaved. Paul is slaved. And the only protection he has is to come up here where he can go, hey, Tom, and mock you while you protect him.
Hey, Tom, you reminded me, you were the inspiration for my thoughts earlier, partly, but we've got a guest here.
Now, queer.
As you asked, and please, you did say that you could be polite. So welcome back, David Wayne. How are you, my
How's it
friend?
going?
Give me a wad, David.
How y'all doing today?
Give me a wad.
I like how that sun's shining behind you. That's a good shot, Tommy.
Yeah, so you can't see my face. Too bad you ain't got that shot lighting. Now give me a wad.
Here, let me fix it. There you go. Tommy, would you consider
Did
yourself
you
a
know-
stable individual?
Did you know that evolutionists that claim evolution is real, we are closer DNA related to cats than chimps? It's just they won't stay on top of it to know that.
Oh,
So did we come from cats?
Closer to bananas. We're closer to bananas than we are chimps. Imagine that.
Bananas is like
almost like
60%.
I heard cucumbers.
It's more than that.
Here, please, Tom. David was starting to ask you a question, if we can.
Oh,
Can we
Jack.
do that?
Yes, sir. Tommy, would you consider yourself a stable individual?
Very stable. Why would you not?
That's
No. Well,
Why would you not, smug face? Jack, are you mistaking LARP for reality? Because you've always had that problem. David Wayne, why would you not?
You shall know them by their fruits, Tommy.
What are my fruits?
What of your fruits?
Oh, well, David Wayne, one thing Jack's going to ignore is I traveled all over this great country over the winter just helping people and being the image of God, not for clout, but that's just how I live because I have a college degree. I have a wealth of things in my storage that would get me right back in this 9-to-5 lease system if that's what I chose to do. But you, like others, want to say he's broken homeless because Flow State and Polyboy said it, and Jack Talcott, and you think you know me. Now give me a whack.
Well, if there's a lot of people saying that, you think there might be some reality behind it?
The majority of chat bullshit that just mimics each other, that makes truth.
Do you make truth, Tommy?
Yeah, I just told you the truth and you don't seem to be able to accept it. So now will David Wayne be going back
Let's
to
break
chat
down what
and
you just said. Let's break down what you said. You said
let's do it.
We'll go across the nation and hand out a myriad of help, but not for clout. The idea that you bring it up right here, right now, is for the clout.
It was on memberships. Well, you asked, faggot. So I have to bring it up when you ask why I'm staying.
It's okay. It's okay.
Tommy,
as long as it's not making your channel up.
He's still not giving me a wah, Jack. You'll let him sit up here and say, all I hear is wah, wah, and he won't give me one.
Tommy, please.
Jack, please.
Maybe
Jack, please stay out of our way. We're having a conversation. We're actually men having a conversation.
No.
You wouldn't recognize that, Jack.
Tom, actually, I think you misunderstood the question. I think you misunderstood the question. There's no denying.
So that answer I gave doesn't make me stable. What in your book makes me stable?
Can I present maybe why the question is asked?
What the person who asked me? I'm not talking to you, Jack. He asked me a question. Do you mind?
You bring here.
Hey,
what is the
he
fruit
asked
you
me a
bring
question.
here? It seems
he
bitter.
asked me a question. Why are you getting in the way? He asked me a question.
I was trying to help.
David Wayne.
Sorry.
David Wayne, what is your? Yeah, try harder.
Remember, this is between me and you, Tommy. This is between me and you, Tommy, right?
Stability be? What will your parameters of stability be? Is it a 9-to-5 job? Is it a marriage? Is it a lease?
Everything outside of your behavior over the last few months that I've been on here. would be.
What is wrong with my behavior? I think this guy's behavior is wrong. Because you don't seem to understand the relativity of who's doing what with power to those who are there without the power. He can silence me for hours like he did yesterday. I don't think his behavior is what he says he is. And I don't think your NASCAR ass can grasp what all the nuance is out here in the panelverse. But yet you jumped on his train before fully understanding.
It's no mystery.
Stop
You're no mystery. None of these people are a mystery to me. I figured you out like that.
You can't tell me about 3 years and you think that I'm not calling it a mystery. You don't have all the facts, brother.
Tom, you repeat the facts over and over and over and over. You
have no credibility of facts, Jack.
That's what you keep telling yourself.
You just say a thing and say that's the facts. You don't know how to express and show facts. You can't even make a simple phone edit to show that I'm a thing you say.
You're right. I could have done phone edits, and I did not. I've not done that for you.
You just share a clip of a thing. It doesn't even have to be an edit. But they don't exist like you say they do.
I'm going to put you back if you don't let me speak.
I will, faggot.
Tom, holy cows.
He's reachable, by God, but it's going to be a reach. It's going to be a reach.
Well, David, I really appreciate the method too. Your method of trying to reach him. That was a wonderful example. Okay. And that is the way.
You got to admit it first before you can make any changes at all. And I understand he's probably super frustrated with life. I get that.
Well,
he's got a hair trigger about everything. I can understand that. But you can't bite everybody's heads off around you. You know what I'm saying? Especially just assuming the angle they're coming in at. But yeah, as long as it's not messing up your channel, I'm not offended by anything he calls me. So,
thank you, David. Last night, we've got a guest here in the back that's another iffy for me. Seems to be following the patterns of Tommy, but at least has been greatly influenced with a lot of time with our friend Tommy. So, but in the description today, for those who might have tuned in a little later, is some links to some other people I found. I don't know if you saw what I was saying earlier, David. I've spent time on that atheist channel, our friend Breakfast Tacos, and he had hosted some incredible conversations with a young man named Wi-Fi Gospel, and I don't know all the language and the titles, how he identifies himself, but he was presenting some beautiful propositions for the case for God. And his ability to communicate, that's what I was really admiring. And so, David, that's where it brings it back to you. Your ability to communicate has been beautiful.
I could see myself getting frustrated in it and losing, composure, but it's not going to go anywhere. And that's what I want to do. Just, and I mean, I've probably said a few things that pisses him off, but only equal to, hey man, you need help. You need help. Just, quit biting everybody's heads off, disrespecting everybody. Not everybody's out here to stomp on you. You know what I'm saying? No. But a lot of 60% of it is probably going to be trolling, but 40% of it is being clouded by that, constructive criticism. But pride gets in the way, man. It's just, the battle is not with the flesh, brother. The battle is not with the flesh.
David, that's what God has shown me. The battle is with the beliefs that people hold in their heads. That's where they are being ruled by their minds and their hearts. But what happens in this world is everyone gets trapped in their minds. And that's what I see with addicts, people who are addicts. And our friend Illumitami, he has admitted openly to his past choices. I'm not saying he has an addiction or had an addiction, but we all have the susceptibility to habits, good
Right.
habits and bad habits. I'm trying to break my habit of engaging in arguments. I really am.
Golly, that's hard to
And,
do though. Sometimes them endorphins get to pumping, and it's woo, let's get it.
well,
I
that's why
thought
this
that's
is
how this was gonna go, but I tried to not let it get to me.
good.
It's
Hey,
it's good.
so thank you, David. We've got some other
Yeah.
guests, and like I said, I want to explore where this goes, especially if you're here and willing. We
Yes.
can have some fun. Let's see
Let's
where
go.
insufferable demon.
Hey, what's up, Jack?
How are you, Andy?
I'm good, just doing some drugs.
What kind? Never mind. Don't ask that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked that.
Okay.
I've got tobacco. It's what I'm gonna camp down. Speaking of habits, I've got one to kick. Trust me, I've got a couple: caffeine
Yeah,
and tobacco.
I smoked
Mhm.
cigarettes for 16 years. I know what that's all about.
Hey, same, brother. Same. I've got to quit. I got to be around for the grandkids.
Yep.
All right. So
So
besides that, what brings you here today? I'm assuming you're
Um,
showing up following support with Tommy.
no, I came to try to find God. I was hoping you could help me.
Is that honest, or are you playing a game again?
What do you mean a game? Why do you think I'm playing a game? I never was.
have you
Oh,
ever
so you were
fasted, brother?
serious? Well, wait, you were serious about the things you've been saying about me?
What do you mean?
You, yeah, you don't pay attention to what you say, do you?
I don't know what you're talking about is all, Jack. I'm willing to answer you.
Yeah, I don't recall specifics, but I've heard you and Tommy and Margot. Oh God, you guys have so much fun gossiping about what you think about Jack and what you think you know about Jack. And
Yeah.
so that's why I feel I have a right to ask you, Andy, what is
You
your
do.
purpose here today?
I already answered that question.
And I asked you, are you serious or are you playing a game? You didn't get
And
me an answer.
I answered that question also. I said I never was playing a game.
So you claim. So now you're again showing yourself as a liar, not to be trusted by me if you're standing by your consistency.
What do you mean?
You're inconsistent. You're
How?
duplicitous.
How?
It's
What are you
it's in the
talking
way
about?
it's in the way I have experienced you, Andy. You've been talking shit about me to my
Yeah.
face. You've been horribly disgusting. You showed up with an image of my son's online photo as your
Uh-huh.
own. You showed
Yep.
up, and why was that, Andy? What were you hoping to achieve or
I was
offer?
funny. It was funny.
No,
I was mocking you.
right. So how is mocking me helping you to find God?
I wasn't trying to find God when I did that.
Okay. But now I
I
should
wasn't.
believe that you are
I always am.
after you've enjoyed mocking me.
Yeah.
Okay. So why should I try to help you find God? Is there any reason for that?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What is that?
mockery is just a sin. You sin.
It's nothing to you?
It's a sin. I just said it's something. It's a sin.
Okay.
So free me from my sins. That's why I'm here.
You've chosen what you've chosen. It's up to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to continue your lies or do you want to
I
be
want to.
honest?
Well, I want to find God, but I'm not lying about anything.
But you have been. And until
About
you
what?
confess your lies, right?
Okay.
Not just confess your sins, but admit where you were wrong, you will continue to carry within you unresolved guilt. But if you don't look to find out where you're wrong for yourself, you're waiting to be proven wrong, you're wasting your life. And if you want to waste your life with Andy and Margot and the people who've bet against me, go have fun, dude.
I am Andy.
Go play your role as an insufferable demon, Andy. You don't want
Yeah.
God. You want
Well,
the appearance of looking for God. That's what I see in you.
That the appearance of looking for God does nothing for me, Jack.
I know.
Right. So why the fuck would I want that?
Why the fuck would you want to mock a man like me?
Well, I think a lot of reasons, Jack. I question your integrity as a person. I think that you're using the Christianity to manipulate people into giving you money, things like that. So I've lost respect for you.
Right. And you never spoke to me about that. You jumped to that conclusion based on gossip and what you thought and what you
Right,
thought.
but talking to you about it, talking to you about it, you're just going to tell me that's not what I'm doing, and I don't have any reason to believe you.
Right. You're not willing to look for the truth.
No, what the truth? What you're saying?
I'm done, Andy. You're not looking for God. You're doing exactly what I said. You're looking for the image of looking for God because it makes you feel better. But one who actually cares about God places the truth above all else, because only an honest man or woman, only an honest individual can find God for themselves. They need no one, should they earnestly seek. But if they earnestly seek, they can come to someone who knows God and ask them the questions that they need. I haven't heard questions or willingness or any acceptance or respect from the insufferable demon. Tommy is back. And we've got Cage here now. David, am I wrong? Please, what are your thoughts?
No, I was set aside when you mentioned the picture of the family member. So I didn't have any input on that because of the emotions. I put myself in people's shoes too easy, and it's virtually enraging. You know what I'm saying? So I got to calm down. That's not cool. That's really not cool.
David, thank you for that awareness and that self-restraint and acknowledging the awareness and the self-restraint. Yes, some of the things that have been done to me, people have been doing to me. Yeah, I've reacted, but holy shit, dude. If you understood what's happening, here, I feel a lot more optimistic. We've had a couple others jump in and they got tired of waiting, but I'm doing things a little bit different these days. Welcome back, Cage. How are you today?
Doing well. Everybody good?
How's it going, Bo?
Hey, just out here. Yeah.
Tommy's yelling at me with a countdown in the back, and now he's left.
You better let him up. Ain't no telling.
Is that a countdown until he smokes another meth pipe? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meth pipe.
Hey, please.
Okay. I'm just joking. My bad.
Thank you. Please.
But yeah, Jack, how you been doing, man?
Dude, I feel totally blessed. And
we all are. Yeah.
Right, but do you feel that?
I know it. Another day above ground. Trust me. You know what I feel. How I feel blessed. I went back to the old area that I lived in. You know what I mean? And the amount of crazy and we have a lot. Some people don't have an internet connection or could even be on a panel. So we have to. Yeah, you have to be grateful for what we have, right? Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Oh, it's a bad area, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not really tuned into you.
Yeah.
We got Tommy. Tommy's here.
Bring me you fucking liar. You fucking liar. When have I ever said I was ever addicted to anything? You fucking lying piece of shit. And when you say only an honest man.
You're addicted to me, Tommy. It's quite clear. You won't walk away.
I have a question from KC. Her question is, to walk in Jesus' steps, what do we must suffer? I'm wondering your opinion on that.
You must be prepared for suffering, certainly. But then what is suffering? Compared to what? At what extent is the suffering a problem? I mean, I was thinking about this earlier, who I am. I am a man of efficiency and purpose. I move with a purpose, I move with intent, I choose what I'm doing, I pay attention, I try to meditate and consider planning things in the most efficient methods. But knowing who I am, I will always sacrifice efficiency and comfort for the greater good. If something needs to get done, I don't give a shit if the way I'm doing it is inefficient or it's uncomfortable. If it needs to get done in my heart, I'm going to get it done, especially if my will is that it's got to get done. It's just the way I was raised and it's the way I've lived. And looking at myself, it's how I want to be. But having that knowing within myself that I'm willing to sacrifice my comfort and the efficiency, I got to recognize that's always not a good thing. Because that's what I've been doing with people like Illumitami, King Stephen, all these other characters. I've made myself uncomfortable believing that what I was doing was for the greater good. But it's been inefficient for my success. Andy's narrative about I'm trying to twist Christianity into making money. Kiss my ass, dude. I don't even ask for likes very often, right? I mean, let alone donations. I'm actively seeking people willing to partner. I'm seeking people who are willing to invest, share their time, their talents, their energies, their resources. Why? Because I'm a man driven to change this world.
So I'm saying here, that was a great. Thank you for the answer. We got to. So, what's your main prerogative here? Like reconcile with your family? Is that it? Is that the main thing? Like show them that you're a different man now? Like I don't know. I'm asking you. What's your main prerogative when it comes to all this? But beyond saving the world, is
No.
that a part of it? It is a part of it.
The reason I was kind of chuckling is because I was considering earlier today, what it's going to be like. What is it that I really do want? There's two men in this world that I would give anything to speak to again. One of them is my son. I miss him dearly. The other man I want to speak to, most importantly, is Donald Trump.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Okay, the sun thing, I get it. Okay.
Cade, hear me out. When I was talking earlier about the parasitic nature of society, the billionaire class quickly came to my mind. Who is representing the billionaire class the most here in the United States by bringing in the billionaire class to govern and administer the United States of America? It's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a king parasite who I would love to speak to. It's time for a cleansing in this world. It's time for a come to Jesus moment, right? Conversation with Donald Trump about what it means to be a leader like Jesus. And I'd love to offer him the support to show him the way that he can easily bring peace to the world. From where he sits, he could do it today if he wanted to. If we wanted to speak to Donald Trump today, we could probably find a way. Because everyone tuning in today and later knows other people. And if anyone listening, if you feel the calling and you can trust in miracles, that things will be different in the future, no matter what. Things are going to be different, but believe that God has given us today to imagine and create the future of our dreams every day. Once I started seeing that, I couldn't look away. I started going after the dreams that I found inside of my heart that I didn't learn how to listen to when I was a kid. I was raised to be a slave, obedient to the rules of others, respecting authority, respecting the elders, respecting everybody but myself. I wasn't raised to be filled with self-respect because I was taught I had to earn value.
Okay, well, I think value is inherent in every human being.
Yes.
Right? Every human being, you have a mind. Every human being is inherently valuable. And Jack, please don't get offended. I'm just wondering, why does your family or whatever, how come they don't want to talk about you? I know you talked about alcohol addiction and all that or whatever, alcoholism at one point, but you must have done some fucking shit. Like, it's very hard for a family to be broken up like that to the point where they want no contact. I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering, right? Like, and there's reconciliation available eventually, you know. But yeah, I'm just wondering why. I know. Don't get angry, man. I'm just asking. I'm asking a question because you've asked a lot of people to go in contact and try helping you and all that. So we have to get to the root cause of this in order to make a change, right? So I'm just wondering. Like, you don't have to answer. It doesn't have to be a public thing. I'm just wondering.
Like
No,
this Cage. I kind of like this version of Cage.
I know.
This is the best version I've met of Cage. How you doing,
Thank-
Cage?
Doing well, thank you, man. I appreciate you for you.
Yes. And
Thank you.
David, thank you for recognizing that, because I agree with you. This is why Cage and others, they've shown me this side of them, right? They're good people. They care. Your question is a fair one, Cage, and I've tried answering it before, but where I sit today, I'm not angry about the question. Not at all. Anger is why my family and friends are away from me. That's the biggest truth. My anger gave them excuses to believe the lies and their imaginations. But it all comes down to God. This was God's path for me. Every one of us, we're on our own path of individual development, individual realization. We're all becoming who we are on our own with God. I didn't know that until I was separated from the people who I loved. I didn't find my love for God because my focus was on the people who I loved. So what's happening with me, guys, I'm telling you, I would love to speak with the people from my past to resolve, reconcile the disagreements. Because Cage, my honest answer is, it was imaginations and opinions that destroyed my family, my career, and everything. Not just mine.
Okay, just to answer that, or to respond, because this is how a conversation works, right? So pretty much, people in it's basic psychology, right? People want what they can't have, and they take for granted what they have until they lose it. Not you. I'm saying just people in general. So it's like you don't really see the value of things and really appreciate them until they're gone, and then it's like, oh fuck, I fucked up. I've been there and done that too.
Yeah. I
So
think
Hmm.
I think it's part of karma. Karma being the idea of cause and effect, right? One thing causes another, an effect is a cause, and the result creates another cause, right? Everything affects everything. So what you said, Cage, too, this is what I think is happening. It's not just happening with me. My life, I faced a variety of different circumstances, and I met some incredible people, a whole variety, and I paid attention. People connected with me, and they shared some crazy shit with me. People would just come up to me and start talking about wild shit, but I learned how to roll with people, and I paid attention, and I learned a lot. And I think if it makes sense to me that this is what God is doing. I'm an average Joe. I'm not special. We are all specially unique, right? We're all part of this vast expansion of consciousness and memory. Everything is energy. It's all light and energy. Things are not things. They are forms of energy, and the energy creates a form. It creates a body, right? Through the boundaries of the energy. And through the density of the energy, we come into this, material form, but it's all just mind and memory. Which kind of brings us back to that thumbnail idea. Honestly, the only thing that matters is the truth. The only thing that matters is the truth, right? Illusions are only real to the people who believe in illusions. And we were raised to believe in these illusions of limits, right? Where limits don't actually exist. We are infinite in our design, in our potential. Every single human being on the streets, in a cage, in a war zone, in a uniform, every single human is a walking around and evidence of God's purpose, God's creation, and we're walking around with this untapped, unrealized potential power, power of goodness, power of righteousness, power of love. It's waiting to come forth through every one of us. It's the mind. The mind is the gateway to the heart. And if you don't open your mind, the world will. But it's happening. It's happening for us all. Because I do believe the path that God has placed me on, the goals that I have in my heart, to speak with Donald Trump, to bring, I believe that's the most direct path. He, as a man, he could connect me to the other corporate leaders, the other state leaders, the other shareholders, the other corporate executives. We can create a movement led by the leaders with the purposes of raising the meek. I believe the ending secrets is the fulfillment of prophecy. The truth shall set us free. And when the truth is freely shared, the day of judgment is upon us. What are we going to judge? Are we going to continue the patterns of punishment? Or are we going to move forward with celebration of knowing the truth, knowing that we are the cause of the future, not the past?
A time of peace is biblical. So
Yes.
why not be the spearhead, At least that I believe in this. I may not be the man that changes the world, but I might be the man that changes the man that changes the man that changes the world. Get it out there, push, go. A broadhead will set in a quiver for months and years before it ever touches bone, but it's still a weapon. It's still waiting for that target, for that right shot to be made.
David,
Yes,
I
sir.
hear you, and yeah, pretty much, you have to be the change you want to see in the world, right? So if everybody did that, then
Exactly.
the world changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
And
this is
Jack, I posted a thing. It's like how a dice roll can show you, because you said I'm not special. Actually, every human being is, and there's actually a mathematical formula for that. I'll post that in the background too. So it pretty much goes. So it's pretty much a decimal point followed by about 301 trillion zeros before the first non-zero digit. In other words, it's practically zero. That's how fucking special it is for any human being to have consciousness and be in this reality.
it's incredible that people have been able to quantify and try to theorize and improve mathematically. We live in this. Life is not as it seems. It really is not. It is completely transitory. It's consistently changing. So why do we spend so much time worrying about the past? Why do we let the future create us into this stagnation? We're afraid to take action. We're afraid to step out. I used to be afraid of everything, guys. I was so afraid of making mistakes, letting myself down, so afraid of letting others down. And guess what? I got to face my fears. I've let down everybody. Everybody I cared about was disappointed in me and what I was doing.
Can I share a quote? I didn't
Please.
come up with this, but I've heard it several years ago. It made me think different. Only a fool trips over those things behind him.
Only a fool trips over those things behind him. I love that. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, that helped me think about, because if you have had a pattern of letting people down, I can see that overwhelming feeling that you're going to continue to do so. And
Yep.
that's something you will bring to your own table. You'll curse your own path forward. It's forgiveness is also for ourselves, man. We get here every time I come up. Forgiveness forever, for self. I get it, God. I'm a big dummy head, but I'm trying,
That's the key. God allows us to make mistakes, but for us to receive forgiveness for our mistakes, we've got to be willing to forgive others. And that's why I've been on this path that I have. I mean, when my life fell apart, David, I had to really accept things and look at me. And what you said too, whatever you said about we stumble, that fear of letting people down. That's why I had such an anxiety of talking to people. I was afraid of meeting new people because I had a pattern of either losing them, right? They'd leave me or I'd move away, or I figured it wasn't worth trying to connect to people anymore. And then when I did try, fuck, I was a nervous wreck. I looked like a fool. This online experience, just showing my face to a camera and to the public, that's been a challenge for me, to be honest. But if I didn't start the online stuff until I'd already envisioned myself on a stage in coliseums, 10,000, 15,000 people there to hear what I've got to say. That's the future I'm going to. It's in my dreams, at least.
I like that smile you got on your face when you say that.
Thank you. Well,
yeah, I feel you.
David, I had a few times, there's specific moments in my life that really kind of shifted my momentum and my direction. And when I met with the coach who enrolled me to become a coach, dude, I felt this spirit calling me. The words she shared with me, just my spirit called. There was no way I could say no. There was no way I could think of anything else. That was where I was to go. And I've been following that spirit. It's been leading me to where I am today.
An almighty conviction.
That it is.
Yeah.
This stuff is so real. And for those of us who are blessed enough to wake up and to start tuning into some of these ideas, we got to realize how blessed we are. Because I went through both situations, feeling inadequate and completely alone and unsupported. I lived in hell. And then I found God's love. And now that I've found God's love, I go anywhere I want. I talk to whoever I want. I do whatever I want. But I do make mistakes.
Yeah, that's gonna happen, man. Golly,
Everybody
it's gonna
does.
happen.
Just everybody does. Just don't repeat them.
Here, we got a couple others in the back. There's someone I'm going to bring up here. Welcome back, Moose. How are you today?
Excellent, brother. Excellent, brother Jack. And you know what? I've got to say that I'm sorry, but I've got to embrace that sometimes I'm funny and sometimes I'm not. And I'm not here to throw any salt on the wounds or any yanking the. I just want to say, praise God, brother. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're continuing on with your journey. And I hope after you leave Rose's house that your journey to 15,000 people while you stand on stage and spread your message actually comes to fruition. And I could see it happening. First, you set out from Washington, right? And nobody knew where you were going to go. We were all like, oh my God, what's going to happen to Jack? Is he going to end up in the middle of the woods in a tent? Like what's going on? Where's the fireplace? And then all of a sudden, Jack pops up in the middle of this place, and then that place, and then this place. And then he's in D.C. Then he's running down the Capitol. Then he's talking to Don Lemon. I mean, how many fucking people do I know? I'm being real, Jack. How many people in my life do I know that has done all that and said they were going to do all that, and just took the bull by the horns and you just did it? And so here I am, giving you whatever I am. I can't promise you anything, but what I can say is I am myself, and I agree with your journey. I may not always agree with the message because I may not always understand the message. It may take me a little while to understand what you're saying, but I just want you to know that there are people that support you throughout, no matter what. Like, we support you, Jack. Even though it doesn't seem like it sometimes, I have love for you, and I really want to see you speak to 15, 20, 100,000 people in a coliseum.
Thank you. It's a dream I carry, and there's some people that say you shouldn't share your dreams with others. And I've seen it happen. I've shared my dreams with others, and I've watched people sabotage, right? Whether it's conscious and intentional or not. The mind and the body is a mystery. Every one of us is a mystery. It's hard to know what someone's going to do. I mean, here's something I was observing myself today. I didn't know if I was going to live stream today or not. I didn't post anything or schedule anything until late in the afternoon. Even though I'd been moved to tears, joy, gratitude, I spent today in heaven, dude. Total heaven. I mean, along the lines of what Moose said, yeah, I got evicted from my home. Where's Jack going to be? Is he going to be sleeping in the streets? Is he going to the woods? Where's he going to be? Next thing I know, I'm at a beautiful campground in Colorado. Then or Paradise, Utah first, then beautiful campground in Colorado. Then I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. Then I'm getting tackled on the Capitol steps, getting on, some attention. And here I am now, another city I'd never been to until this year. I'm in New Orleans today. Woke up. I have no schedule, no other place to be. I really have nothing to do. Is that not heaven? All needs are taken care of. There's nothing to worry about. I mean, that's heaven.
Sounds like a good weekend.
It really is. And the fact that I'm actually being able to help people who have been friends to me, I'm helping them go do something they wanted to do, right? And that's what life is really about, mutual exchange. If we can get away from this trying to profit, trying to just get by, start looking at life as a fair exchange. What can I exchange for what I'm receiving? We don't want to exchange the bitterness. David did a great job of that today, right? Even though what was being offered wasn't real pleasant and sweet, we can choose.
It's definitely bitterness. It's definitely bitterness and frustration.
That it's
it
David,
sucks, man. It sucks.
David, above all else, let's go with that. It's frustration. It's the frustration of not understanding. And that is real. I've experienced that frustration when I don't understand, when others don't understand. It is frustrating. Well, that is a pattern of me. I tend to frustrate people. I've started warning people, new people that I meet. Hey, by the way, I'm probably going to disappoint you, probably going to upset you. That's part of my pattern. I'll do my best to avoid that, but shit happens with me.
It happens to the best of us, I guess. I could probably find a couple people tired of my crap.
Oh, of course. Of course we can.
Remember the it's an Albert
You
Einstein
know, I
quote.
can find
Doing
plenty
the
of people
same
who are
thing.
tired of
Moose,
my
I'm
shit,
talking.
and even myself at
Okay,
sometimes I
thank you.
get tired of myself. Well, I'm being honest.
Doing the same thing over and over again and
Same.
expecting a different result is the definition of fill in the blank. What?
That's what they say, but I don't think that the world is so black and white, Cage. I think that there's ways that perseverance can break through. I think that if just because you suck at something doesn't mean that you'll never get better at it, especially if you put in the hours and the time and the energy and you try to like make little adjustments to fix what was going wrong, you
Moose,
know?
Moose, we've talked about growing, right?
Always. I'm always growing a little
Oh,
bit.
exactly. So there, that's a prime example. Growing a plant, for example, teaches you everything about patience, which is a virtue, and teaches you
Yes.
about putting in consistent results. But there's a
Yes.
mechanism behind it. You know,
The
Gardening is
best
a
part,
discipline.
it
Gardening
yeah,
is a
sure it
I get
teaches you
that.
discipline.
discipline. Martial
Yeah.
arts and gardening have fucking taught me how to be patient with myself and other people and see the
And
beauty in everything.
also the dynamics of planting a seed. Like, and it doesn't just have to be a fruitful, nice tomato plant. If you go over here and you plant a bad seed, don't forget about that because it's going to come up in the near future. It hasn't gone away. That planting seeds works both ways. I see that example a
Definitely.
lot in this orbit, but
That
I believe
Or it could be an
gardening is a
invasive. It
discipline.
could be invasive. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
last thing I want to
yeah.
say on this is that the my favorite part of a plant like is the harvesting part where you get to share it with friends and family. You get to share your hard work and stuff. That's my favorite. And sorry, Jack, if that was off topic.
No, thanks. I was trying to remember before we got on the plants. Cage was saying something, and Moose, I don't think you realized it, but you did. You kind of talked over him. Cage, do you remember what you were trying to say?
That's fine.
The
I do it. I
definition of
do it to people all the
insanity.
time. Now it's happening
I
again.
know, I know, but I was
It's okay.
trying to remember
I'm just
where.
gonna mute up.
No, it's fine. I was trying to remember where we were at.
Most the definition of insanity, but
Yeah, it's doing the same thing over and over again in an incorrect way and expecting a different result out of it. Right. So it's like banging your head off the wall and figuring you're not gonna get a concussion.
Right, and that's where the ego, it doesn't like to quit. But to allow God to win, to allow love to win, you must surrender to that. You must want love to win. And once you start allowing love to win, allowing honesty to prevail and to be the pattern that you walk with, you become more authentic in who you are. We have this world where people are trapped in their mind. And along the ideas of gardening, you mentioned gardening and martial arts, these disciplines. Our ancestors, this is the way I see it, our ancestors have discovered all these patterns that work, right? Through gardening, through movement, through anything. We find these patterns, and you share the patterns, and other people can learn the principles. You learn the science of gardening, the science of movement. And then as you develop your intellect and you know it, then you move with an art. You become the artist with that tool, that knowledge. Knowledge is the most powerful force we can align with. We've aligned with stupidity for too long.
Knowledge is knowing, and wisdom is doing. Like planting the seed. You know how to plant it, you know how to raise it, but doing it is the signs of wisdom.
That brings the
That's
wisdom
another quote.
absolutely. Through
Yeah.
our experience, the application of knowledge through experience, or the gaining of knowledge through experience. Those two things, that creates the wisdom. So if you don't allow yourself to experience different things, or allow yourself to get rocked by one little thing, you're missing out. I was missing out on a lot of things because I got attached to things. And the worst thing we can get attached to is an idea. See, Tommy has an idea of who Jack Talcott is, as does everybody else who's experienced me. And we are all ideas of each other, right? There's ideas of Moose. There's ideas of David Wayne, Cage, Tommy. There's ideas of all of us in a bunch of other people. But who we are the truth of who we are and who we show ourselves to be.
I'm sure you know it already, but you got fucking Queen Stephanie and fucking Tommy in the back, and let them up and watch how bad this conversation will degrade, because
All right,
they're
let me
fucked
hop
up
in
in their
here
head.
before we let them up. I just want to say, isn't it more important that we accept each other for who we are? Like, we stop like measuring each other by different standards or whatever, because we're all different. We all came up from different backgrounds. We all have different goals in life. But as long as we're not trying to harm each other, I think that is the biggest thing. As long as we're not causing any loss, injury, or harm to each other, our reputations, and like our characters, like if we're not, portraying Jack out of character, but we're showcasing his show, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when you showcase him and you only show like certain segments of it, like where he's, having a stern talk with someone who's been, nagging at his heels for fucking 2 years, I think it's not honest with the crowd. It's not honest with the people you're trying to sway, because they don't get to see the context of the situation. And anyways, I accept Jack for who he is, good, bad, or indifferent. Like, I don't care what other people think. I'm just gonna be Jack's homie, regardless of where he takes it. As long as he doesn't harm anybody, he's a good person to me.
To add on to that, Moose, well, well done. But yeah, so it's a golden rule, right? Treat others how you want to be treated. But I'll take that a step further. I'm gonna treat people better than I'd ever be expected to be treated back. Imagine we all did that.
Salute,
You know what I mean? Because some people want to be treated in a terrible way. And so, yeah, you just treat people better than you would ever expect back to you. And then if everyone did that, we're good. Quote, good.
That's what the whole purpose and fundamentals of religion was supposed to create. It was supposed to create a society of people who actually gave a shit about people.
I do hear. I just want to say a couple more things quickly. Like, I have a prime example of this. I was on, and I have witnesses to this, right? I heard the fire alarm going off, and, in a unit around me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I kept hearing it go off. So I'm like, are these people, like, in bed? Like, are they not awake? So I went and knocked on the door, and some lady let me. I'm like, may I enter the unit? She's like, yeah. I entered the unit and fanned the fire alarm to make it go off, opened the balcony door to let air out. And it was some fucking altar to Shiva, some lady in that. But then I also thought, I'm like, why was it that easy to get into somebody's fucking personal space, right? Like, you should. And why are you doing that in the first place? She's like, how do you disconnect it? I'm like, you don't disconnect your fire alarm. Okay, yeah.
I wanted to remind you, I had folks in the back that you wanted me to bring up.
No, I didn't want to. I said I never said that. I said let him up and watch how bad the fucking is gonna go left. For sure. All right. Well, yeah. Either way, I'm almost done, Jack. Please. So
Yeah, you are done.
no, now
You're
I
so
am done.
Yeah,
What are you
because
showing
you're
on camera?
sitting up here saying you
I
treat
told you.
people better than you want to be treated.
Yeah,
You've
I do.
doxed a number of people within the last month, showed their addresses on YouTube,
Give me
even
there's one
chatted
guy.
back OTW's address, bro. You are one of the biggest garbage people out here. You're a zebra.
No.
Yes. Jack, you
No.
see what it looks like when somebody just replies
No.
no, and I am dead to right.
No. I wasn't done talking either, by the way.
Are you saying the things I said are not true?
Tell you what, let's move past. I mean,
Oh, okay, yeah, let's gloss over it. Let's gloss over it. He's a Jack supporter.
Okay,
Shut the
Tom.
fuck up, Tommy, man,
Cage,
before you get fucked up
please,
too.
Cage.
Is that how you want to be treated, Cage?
Right.
Oh yeah, I would. If I
Cage, I've been asking you. You know, I trust that you'd want to treat me better than I'm treating you. So
why don't I
please,
get treated on this panel the way I treat you on my panel, with time to say your piece?
Tom, I brought you up again despite all the evidence against the fact I should, right? I feel I took a chance.
The evidence is, ever since you said I was addicted to you, I turned your show off. When I come back, your chat's been talking about me the whole time because they're a bunch of.
So again, Tommy, as I told you last night on your stream, you're blaming others for supporting me. And you're blaming me for what others are doing. I stand behind my claim, Tommy. You're addicted to me, dude. I fucking love you too, Tommy. I'm addicted to Tommy too. I can't deny the truth. There's an attraction between us, and it's not a gay thing or a sexual thing. It's just a thing. It happens. People are attracted to each other. And Tommy's humor, his energy, as bitter and angry as he is, he's friggin' hilarious. And a lot of times he's right. Calling Cage out. Cage, come on, man. He was probably right in calling you out. If you want to say you treat others better than you want to be treated, and then you're participating with not cool things, come on, man. You're better than that. I've got Steven in the back as well, and Andy.
Steven's been streaming for like 24 hours, like talking smack about everybody, Jack. I just want to throw that out there. Sorry.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Well, if I fucked up like that, trust me, there'd be no words or anything. And by the way, putting people's personal, they've put their own fucking information out there. I did nothing. Okay.
You think you did nothing.
No.
However, to the person it was done to, they might have thought it was more than nothing.
You know what happened at Rappler?
This is where you can improve. Please.
I can. I'm not. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But Rappler threatened people's families and children. All this fucking shit. You know what just happened to him the other day? They fucking 3 people went and they scared the shit out of them. They broke in, smashed his windows and shit. And it's just kind of like a warning because he's trying to contact people you shouldn't be contacting. Yeah. What about that?
Fools playing the devil's game, but those who play with the devil will be shown to be fools. So Axis is getting what he's getting. You don't have to participate.
I'm not. It's just, I never did shit. He went and did it to him. You know, people do it to themselves.
Okay, great. Great.
Yeah. And OTW, by the way, he's a little fucking manipulative little French Canadian. And he said he's listening right now, guaranteed. And by the way, he said, quote, OTW, I'll stab anybody in the back if it benefits me. 2025, and people support people like this? Like, what? Are you dumb? Yeah, I play with them. I'll play with them. I'll play with them. I told, buddy, you're gonna get, watch what happens in the future. Anyways, yeah, I'm done. And yeah, if I acted like that, I'd treat myself a lot worse than I treat these fucking idiots. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, I'm done. Sorry. End rant. I wasn't done talking. I had something important to say. I told you, as soon as you let these fucking people on, it's gonna degrade.
And you're
What
making sure
happened?
that happens, Cage. You're making what you're saying happen. I've been sitting here patiently, and you're not reading the signs. You're not reading the room again, Cage. Holy cows. You think you've got so much important to say. You keep interrupting people and diverting the conversation. What do I do? Because I don't want to get frustrated at the misunderstandings. I just know that people can, I know that we can do better at how we spend our time together. I mean, I don't know what else to offer. And hey, I'm not disappointed. I'm very grateful, but I'm feeling like it's time to start wrapping up. What do you guys feel?
It's your call, Bubba. I hadn't made my walk yet. I could take this out to my walking trail if you want to continue streaming. That's your call. Are you interested in all what Stephen would have to say, or do you think it's just going to be an immense stroll?
It looks like he's continued his path. He's moved out of the backstage. My suspicion is he's not ready to change. He's kind of like Illumitami. And honestly, I just haven't had as much fun with some people as I have with others.
Tommy is
And
very interesting.
he's a wild card, man. You never know what he's going to come up with, and he does pay attention to a lot of things that I don't really pay attention to. So I can see the good qualities in him, and I hope eventually he'll find the good qualities in me again as well. But we can't force other people to like us, right? All we can do is show them reasons they want to try. And I hope to do that on my live streams. I hope to show reasons that people might want to try. Tune in. Take a chance. Be a friend to Jack and share some support, share some love. And look at that, man. Holy cows.
All
Gabriel's
right. What's
Trap
up,
House
Gabe?
Games. God bless you, brother. Thank you for the contribution and support. And yes, feel free to share your link too. Folks are willing to share. And Gabriel's Trap House Games, he does some great conversations. A different time for me, so I don't always catch him live very often. But thank you for your support, my brother, and the example you set amongst us as YouTube channels, right? Got a lot of respect for that man too. As far as continuing, David, I think it's time. I'm going to take a pause and a break. Maybe I'll show up some other stream somewhere else later, but I'm feeling this is good. I want to thank you sincerely for what you brought today, though,
Yeah,
David.
no problem, man. I'm digging that tapestry behind you also. I wanted to get that out there real quick. I like that. That's my kind of stuff.
It is awesome, dude. I'm gonna dip out so you guys can have the last words. Thank you, Jack, for letting me up. Appreciate you, bro.
See you,
Much love.
Be good, man.
Thanks for showing up too and what you brought. Yeah, the tapestry. I cannot. There's been many of us who have received hospitality and who have been hosted in this room. There's no denying that. But this is the guest room, and it's beautiful, it's comfortable, and I tell you what, I really feel blessed to be on this path that I'm on. And David, thank you for sharing today with me, brother.
Yeah, no problem, man. I guess I officially need to thank Tommy for asking me to come up, right?
That's right. Credit goes where it's due, and so gratitude to
Right.
Tommy as well. I'm
I'm
probably going to
interested
give.
in having a I'm interested in having a decent conversation with him. I don't know if he is, but that time will come, I'm sure. But yeah, it's always good to see you when I have time, when I'm off. And I'll be watching for you in the later streams if you start bouncing around. You know it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I
Yeah.
will. I'll try to do community posts, let people know if I do end up somewhere. Um, All right, I'm going to start wrapping up. Thank you again, David Wayne. Blessings to you, brother,
Good
and
to see you.
enjoy your walk and your hike wherever you
Yes,
go,
sir.
man.
Yes.
Peace. And I am going to here. Let me not be rude to Cage. Cage, do you have final words for us because you are still here?
Have a great weekend. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you too. I really do. We will get our rhythm. If you don't give up on me, Cage, I won't give up on you for sure. You've been very supportive and with me for a while, as has our cupcaking friend, Mr.
Wrong. Just like
Illuminati.
last night in my stream that you visited, you'll share that you visited and cupcaked with that atheist group of discords. You didn't share our little get together where I pointed out to you. I don't blame you for other people. I blame you for camping up with those people and how they are. Now, if you can't retain that, you're stupid. And if you did retain it, you're lying. Which one is it, Joke Talcott?
I tuned you out for a moment.
Disrespect. Disrespect. If David Wayne or Truxty wants to have a good conversation with me, when are they going to realize they have to come over to my place where I let conversations, even your sorry ass, happen? And everybody gets their point out instead of this wasting of people's time keeping me in the backstage, calling me addicted to you when I only think you're a dick.
I know. I know. You think I'm a dick, and so I shared the
And
link.
you misportrayed the blasphemy thing. Christians don't.
Okay, so I am a dick, and I cut Tommy off there, and I dropped the link to what he's talking about, the conversation from last night. And if you follow that link, you'll find his channel, and I encourage you, check him out. The guy's a wild card. It's never know what's going to happen there, and who knows, I might end up there again. Although he was very clear with me last night that I would not see him again. He had some editing to do, and he was going to be releasing something about Jack to show Jack and exactly how Jack is. So, you know what? Give him a subscribe. Let him know, man. You never know. There's talent everywhere, and I am a fan of many people. I admire many people. And I'm honest about who I am a fan of. I'm honest about who I admire. I admire people beyond their flaws, beyond their frustrating qualities. Why? Because I can see the Christ in them, the living spirit of life, the potentiality of greatness that's here and waiting to come out. The greatness that's within every one of us, it's hidden behind our hurt, because our hurt creates these ideas of insecurities and fears. But who can hurt you but you? Who can heal you but God? See, when you realize that only you can hurt you and only God can heal you, then you look for the signs of how to follow the path. You avoid hurting yourself. You avoid hurting yourself with others, right? You don't want to tarnish the image of you with others. You really want to be a blessing to everyone you can. But as you've seen on my live streams, despite my best efforts, you just can't be a blessing to some. It doesn't mean that we have to give up on each other. It doesn't mean we have to hate each other, but it does mean that we have room to grow. And anyone who can grow, anyone who can get along, can grow into a greater version. So get along with you. grow with you. Celebrate God and the truth that you know. Celebrate the truth that you do not know, but realize that you don't know what you don't know. And look for the limits of what you do and don't know, so that when you walk with peace and presence, it becomes easy to forget the past. There's no effort in forgetting, it just fades away. But it fades away when you become conscious in the present, when you live in the present, being present with everything, not denying things, not putting yourself above things or below things, but you be present with everything. Then the truth you remember is recalled effortlessly. You don't really have to think, you just have to be, and the answers emerge and arise from your heart or your mind, but it's up to you to where to go. I choose the heart, right? Because the heart really knows. The heart knows what you want, and what you want is where you want to go. So please, the parting words, parting reminder, the reminder of truth, becoming comfortable and grateful. It's the path to, a better life. I'm going to wrap it up there. Sincerely, thank you again to all of you, now and later. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all. Peace.